Carol, is John seriously connected to overseas women? Carol, darling, I'm not a fucking psychic, but let me give you the tip. If you're going around to every live video, not even reading what the title says and expecting the person to give you an answer about John, who's cheating on you with overseas women, let me give you the tip, Carol. You're manifesting him with overseas women. And yes, he'll be with overseas women because you're manifesting that with your massive trust issues. Fucking watch this video, darling, because you're going to be fucking lost about why you're going from psychic to psychic and you're literally manifesting a man that you can't trust because when you were a kid, something happened to you where you can't trust men. Fuck me. If anyone needs to watch this live, it's you, Carol. Because if you're going around from video to video, let me give you the tip, John is cheating on you right fucking now because you're manifesting that just with what you wrote. And your incredibly paranoid thoughts that your man is cheating on you with overseas women. Yes, he is. Yes, you're manifesting that. Watch this video, please. Fuck me. And then go back and watch every single video I have on trust issues. Jesus. Hi, guys. 2 seconds into the live and you're yelling. I mean, guys, if you're in here talking about fucking psychics or asking me like I'm a goddamn psychic, psychics can only read your mind, Carol. So, Carol, let me just give you the tip. If you go round, because I just went off at you, if you go round from video to video, what you're actually going to do is manifest him cheating on you with women overseas because you're putting that idea out there and you're reflecting that to him. I can't trust you. You're with other women. Aren't you? Aren't you? Aren't you? And he's going to reflect that back to you. And he's literally going to do that. And then when the psychic says to you, yes, he is, and then you find out you were right, you'll go, I knew it, the psychic told me. But what the psychic was doing was reading your mind, which was your massive trust issue you've had since childhood that you've now given to John. That's why you fucking picked John, isn't it? You picked a man you couldn't trust, didn't you, Carol? Because when you were a kid, either your mum couldn't trust your dad and he was a multiple cheater and had serial cheating going on or some fucking bullshit, or you're abused or something fucking happened where you can't trust men, and now you're going around to psychics talking about your trust issues out loud and everyone's reflecting it back as a psychic, and then John's going to reflect it back, unfortunately. It's just how it works. So tell me what happened to you as a kid. Was your dad a massive cheater? I bet you he was. Or were you abused? It's one of the two. Or you've just got serious I'm not good enough issues and other women are going to take my man issues. Which is it? One of the two. No. So which is it, Carol? So why have you got massive paranoia that your man John is sleeping with overseas women? Where's it come from? Massive I'm not good enough, other women are going to take my man issues? Something. What is it? Husband cheated. Ah, okay. So just because your husband cheated, you're now assuming that all men in your reality are going to cheat, Carol. That's not actually true. But unfortunately, if you listen to this video long enough, you'll understand that your ex-husband who cheated, he cheated because of your story about yourself and your story about him. Now, I'm not blaming you, but you've got to understand that any cheating comes from a story you have about yourself. So what was your story you had about yourself when you were married to your ex-husband? Was it something like, now I've had children, he's no longer attracted to me, he's probably talking to his secretary, he doesn't love me like he used to, he doesn't take me on dates like he used to, this marriage isn't the same as it used to be, and then he cheated, and now you've got an assumption that all men will do that to you? That came from your assumption about yourself and your assumptions about him and your marriage, darling. And unfortunately, unless you get rid of those shitty assumptions about you and about men, the next man will do it. And that's why John's going around fucking everyone overseas. You understand? Watch all my videos. I really mean it, because otherwise John will be cheating with women overseas. That's not harsh. That's how it works. It's how cheating works. You'll find a man in a room who'll cheat on you based on your story about yourself. Or you'll manifest cheating from a man who you could trust, but then your trust issues are so appallingly bad, you go around sneaking and suspecting cheating and then they cheat, or you just dominantly assume you're not good enough and then they cheat. One of the two, either way, you manifested it, which is harsh but true. If you're here long enough and you listen hard enough, you'll understand it and then you can fix it, darling. Otherwise, every man you meet from now on, including John, will be cheaters, and then you'll wonder why, but the pattern's you, unfortunately. You understand? Okay, I'm going back to the top. What should I do a Loz lesson about? Should I do a Loz lesson about trust issues? Considering Carol's here and she's having this problem. Should I? Let's do a Loz lesson about trust issues. So, Carol, hopefully you're still here. So, I just answered a question quickly about someone saying that the person they're with might be cheating with other women. And let me let me explain to you how cheating works. Now, a lot of people get very upset when I say this because they think I'm saying it's your fault that you manifest cheating. But unfortunately, you manifest everything when you're an adult, not when you're a child. When you're a child, that your subconscious isn't formed, you don't manifest anything as a child. But once your subconscious is formed and you become the you are, your subconscious will outpicture everything you think you are. So say you were a child who experienced a cheater in the family. So say your dad was a cheater, or your mum snuck around and looked in her husband's wallet for receipts, whether he'd bought something for other women, or checked the phone bill, or drove past his work to see where he was. You'll have a story in your mind from childhood that men can't be trusted. And so what you'll do as an adult is you'll search for evidence with your reticular activating system in your mind, because your mind's trying to protect you, that your man that you're now with is going to hurt you, going to cheat on you. Now, it might not even necessarily be cheating in the back of your mind. It's just the story of I will be hurt because your mum was hurt by your dad. That can be one way you manifest cheating. A second way can be you actually were hurt or abused or betrayed in some way as a child, like physical abuse or sexual abuse. And then what will happen is you'll actually manifest a whole lot of people in your reality who you can't trust because you constantly assume any minute now they're going to hurt me, and then they do. But unfortunately, you keep assuming that. And when you understand that everyone is simply your mirror, you'll understand if you've got a dominant assumption always that you can't trust people or you're going to be hurt, they'll have no choice but to outpicture that reality to you. That you are a person who gets hurt. You are a person who can't trust others. You are a person who gets betrayed. You are a person who gets cheated on. Now, it's not necessarily cheating, but it can come in all different forms. So you can just have massive trust issues and assume you can't trust someone, and they can go and betray you in other ways, like steal money from you. Or you can have massive trust issues and they go and become best friends with your best mate, right? It can come in other ways. It doesn't necessarily turn out as cheating, but whatever it is, it's this dominant story you have that you've held since childhood that you will be hurt. And so your reticular activating system in your mind will search for evidence that that's going to be true and will outpicture the evidence for you and show you, here you go, here's your man cheating. You might even read into what they're doing and they're not even doing anything that's cheating, but you're reading into it as that. You sit them down, you put the hard word on them, or you confront them about something you found on their phone or on the internet, and then they go, no, that's not happening. Bye. And they leave you and you've got the story, oh, they must have been cheating. I was right. They left me because I was right. And actually you weren't fucking right. And they just got so sick of your trust issues that they just thought, I can't deal with this bitch's shit. She's got trust issues from childhood. Nothing to do with me. See ya. Now, he won't say that. He'll just say, see ya. Right? Then if you have a story that your husband cheated, then you're going to pass that on to the next guy, unless you forgive your husband for what he did and don't have a story that all other men are like that, which is what is happening with this person. But what you've got to do is forgive your husband, have a story that not all men are like that, because you know full well, Carol, that not all men are like that, because you've seen evidence in your reality that there are plenty of men who are trustworthy and don't go around sleeping with women who aren't their wives. You know that. But because of your experience, you're now fearing that's going to happen to you again. So you're searching for evidence that it's going to happen again. And then you're going on to what you did here at the beginning of the video, going onto my live and asking me like I'm a psychic if the man John that you're with is cheating. The man John that you're with probably isn't cheating, darling, but you're so fucking paranoid because your ex-husband cheated on you. Now you're paranoid. Now you're going to search for evidence, go through all these psychics, probably pay for psychics to give you the answer, and all they can give you is the answer you're searching for, which is yes, he's cheating, and eventually he'll probably cheat. Or you've actually found a man in a room who'll cheat on you because you can't possibly believe that there's a story out there of a man who could love you and you could trust them because of your story of you. So either you've manifested in a cheater called John, who is an actual cheater, or you're so fucking paranoid John's cheating and he actually isn't, but you just think he is because of your story, because of your history. Now, what you've got to do, Carol, is investigate why the fuck you have that story about yourself. And it ain't about your husband. Let me give you the tip. And this is the bit that people don't like. I didn't make my husband cheat on me. Go back to what I said at the beginning. What happened to you as a child? Were you abused? Do you have a story about men that they all hurt you? Oh yeah, I was. Okay, if it wasn't that, did your dad cheat or your mum cheat? Or someone in your reality was constantly betraying the other person and couldn't be trusted, like stole money from your parents or something, and you always think other people can't be trusted? Oh yeah, that happened. or it didn't. Or it's simply a story that you're not good enough and you think other women are going to come and be competition because deep down you don't feel enough in yourself. Now, it could be simply something like what I said to you about the story about as your marriage progressed, what you thought your husband was going to be like and what you thought he thought of you and what your marriage was like now compared to the beginning of the marriage. I'm not good enough. He's probably looking at his secretary. My body's not the same as it was. He doesn't give me the same affection and attention as he used to, blah, 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 blah. And unfortunately, that's something you're reading into about your marriage. It may or may not be happening. Then it happens because you manifest it. Everyone in your reality is simply your reflection. And the sooner you understand that, the sooner you'll stop going from psychic to psychic on TikToks asking what's going to happen to me or what is happening or is John cheating on me? Because unfortunately, darling, all those psychics can do is reflect your dominant fear, and then you'll get a psychic one day saying, yes, John is cheating with overseas women. Then you'll go and confront John. And like I said, John will either think you're an A-grade fucking loony with the biggest trust issues he's ever met in a woman in his whole life, and you're taking out your cheating husband on him and he ain't doing anything of the sort, or he actually is because you manifested that. Either way, you're going to manifest a fucking mushroom cloud disaster area, all because of your trust issues, Carol. You understand? So aren't you glad I saved you today from going from psychic to psychic to psychic, or even paying psychics to give you an answer that you have in your own mind? And the answer is, I've got fucking massive trust issues. I can't keep blaming my husband for that. And I can't keep looking at every single man in my reality now as if they're going to hurt me. I've got to actually investigate why I've got a dominant story in my mind that I am going to be hurt. And that ain't got nothing to do with John or my fucking husband. Maybe I've got to sit down and think, what happened in my childhood that makes me assume I'm going to be hurt by the people who love me? That's what you need to do, darling. Then you need to change that story and John will turn out great. You understand? A lot of you don't understand trust issues. And if you really are stuck, come and get my self-concept course or my love course called Worthy AF for Love. And if you did Worthy AF for Love, Carol, it would really help you investigate your trust issues and where they're coming from and why your husband turned out like that in your marriage. And also you would have the ability at the end of that course to completely forgive him for what he did. And I know you might not want to do that, but forgiveness is key if you want to actually have a nice relationship now. Otherwise, you're going to suspect every other man's going to treat you the same, and then they will, unfortunately, darling, because you'll outpicture that into your reality, because that's your dominant assumption about men, and they'll have no choice because they have no free will in your reality to reflect your story about them. Understand? So if you guys have got massive trust issues or you've had someone betray you in the past, you've got to forgive them. And Worthy AF for Love will actually make you, at the end of every part of the series, the video series, accept your part in it, because everyone is simply your reflection, and take responsibility now for what you're going to outpicture in your reality now. Because if you don't forgive the past will continue. And that's why people end up getting cheated on over and over and over again and think it's the men they're choosing. It's actually them. And the kind of men they choose. They will find a man in a room who'll cheat. But it's not the men. Understand? So guys, if you've got trust issues, understand it's not to do with the other person. And if you keep bringing them up, searching for evidence that you can't trust them, you'll literally manifest something that you can't trust about them, like cheating, unfortunately. And I know that's a very hard pill to swallow, but when you get it, the penny will drop and you won't unsee it. And then you'll look back on your life and you'll see every incidence where you didn't trust someone and then they ended up hurting you because you had a dominant story they would. So your reticular activating system in your mind filtered out all other evidence and just searched for the evidence that you were going to be hurt, and then you were, and guess what? You did that. And some people don't want to hear it, and some people don't want to accept it. And it's very easy to blame the other person and blame your ex-husband and blame your dad who cheated on your mum and all these things. But if you can really sit down and understand it's the story of you that's getting outpictured by your partner, you'll understand, and then you can change it so it doesn't happen with the next partner. All right, guys, I'm going to answer your questions. That was a quick Loz lesson about trust issues, purely because someone came in here with some fucking massive trust issues, and I hope she's listening. Carol, did that help you? So, Carol, if you want to, tell me what actually happened to you as a kid, and I'll actually be able to sit here and coach you about what to do so that John doesn't go overseas and fuck a whole lot of women. You want to tell me? Because I'll actually be able to help, darling. Because that's what I do for a living. I coach people on this shit so that it doesn't happen to them again. So if you want to tell me in the chat, darling, what actually happened to you as a child that's caused you to have this story that you can't trust others, let me know, and I'll help. Oh, Maria, seeing so much movement. Oh, wonderful, darling. I love you. Oh, thank you, Missy. I want to start all over again and wipe the slate clean. Which of your videos shall I start with? Wipe the slate clean? What are you talking about, Katie? Wipe the slate clean with a new person or... Guys, they're just reflecting you. You can start with a new person all you like, but you understand they're reflecting you. Is that what you're talking about, Katie? I mean, go right back to the beginning if you really want to and watch the How to Manifest playlist. But you're understanding he's reflecting you? You get it, don't you? Have you done my self-concept course and figured out your self-concept issues? Can I manifest SP with self-concept course alone, or is Worthy AF needed too? Look, guys, all this is self-concept. Everyone's reflecting you. Like that story I just told, that man will reflect her story about not being able to trust men. Then doesn't matter if she did the Worthy as Fuck for Love course or the self-concept course, unless she changes her, it really won't make any difference. So self-concept is a more intermediate course. Talking about what self-concept is, understanding the principles of it, understanding your reticular activating system, understand that everyone's simply reflecting you. Someone like Carol will get a lot out of that because she doesn't understand at the moment that he's reflecting her. Then you'd move on to Worthy as Fuck for Love when you have those fundamentals covered. If you've been watching me for a long time, Diana, you probably understand this already. So I would go to Worthy AF for Love if it's love you're after. Or you can just go to Worthy AF for Love, guys. You don't have to do self-concept course first. It's up to you. Thank you, Ben. I always manifest my SP but end up breaking up. How can I change that story? Well, first of all, stop telling that story, darling. That story will perpetuate the longer you tell it. Oh, this keeps happening. Well, okay, bitch. You want to keep manifesting that? Stop fucking thinking it. Investigate why you keep breaking up. Do you keep pushing them away? Do you keep suspecting they're going to hurt you? What are you doing? What are you thinking? Change that. Been working on self-concept and affirming him and I are back together but have been feeling sad lately. Well, darling, I don't know what to tell you when you guys are feeling sad. You've got to live in the end more in your mind. You and him together in your mind and just stop looking at the 3D. Get fucked the 3D, darling, if you're really stuck. Loz, I've been having a strong feeling that a text or call is coming like it's right there. Crazy. Oh, good, darling. We'll say that. The BS that comes from society. What are we talking about, Lucy? I wanted to thank you, Loz. It's been 3 months since I married SP. Oh, Vishni! Wonderful, darling. Honeymoon phase. Let's make it last forever. Wonderful. That's great, darling. You did that. Got my listening ears on tonight. Good. Hi, Loz. Hi, beautiful people. Oh, Mandy. Hi, Jenna. Hi, Dylan. Oh, thank you, Empress. Saw TikTok dating advice saying men have no feelings. Horrible advice on this app. Men have no feelings. I know men who have gone through divorces and have been in puddles of tears for months on end because of their divorce. What the fuck are these bitches on about? What happened to these dumb dating coach bitches? Did they get, like, SA'd as a child or something by a hurtful man? Someone really hurt this woman who's giving this advice. Men have no feelings. Did her father have, like, no emotional capacity to give her love and so she assumes all men are the same? This woman's fucking insane. I've got a brother. He's got feelings. I've got a dad. He's got feelings. Has this bitch never encountered a man with feelings? I feel really sad for her. Who is that dumb bitch? Oh my God, love this reminder. Slap. Good, darling. I let my SP go yesterday and I'm broken, but I love myself and choosing myself. Jade, what the fuck are you on about? You're letting people go, are you, in here, even though they're reflecting you? He's reflecting you, darling. You can let go of every man you meet if you want, but are you going to change or are you going to blame him for your fucking problems? Fuck me. I let him go even though I've been listening to you and realised that he's my reflection and he's only out picturing all my stories I have about my concept of self, which is people hurt me or I can't trust you or I'm not good enough and you won't choose me, but I'm pushing you away even though it's all me doing this. All right, Joe. You have a story he didn't choose you, darling, and you're choosing yourself because guess what? I can read in that question you had a story the whole time you're with him that he wasn't choosing you, so you pushed him away in the hope that he'll choose you now that you're absent from his life. But guess what? He won't fucking choose you until you have the story that you get chosen. So you can choose yourself all you goddamn like, darling. And unless you change that story that you won't be chosen by him or anyone else, he won't be coming back. Sorry. There's a real story there that you aren't chosen. That's why you said, I'm choosing myself. Because you're feeling like he wasn't choosing you the whole time. So guess what he could only do? Not to choose you. So you can go away, cut him out of your life, choose yourself. I'm choosing myself, but you still got a story. Oh, men don't choose me. I'm not good enough. That man didn't love me. He didn't want me. He didn't want to commit to me. I loved him more than he loved me. I put him on a pedestal. He didn't even care about me, and he won't. Please watch all my videos. Guys, if you're really fucking lost, please do my free mini course called Everything You've Learned About Manifesting is Wrong. And if you're someone who's come into this chat and you don't even care about manifesting, you don't even know what it is, you've got to understand your story about yourself makes manifest, means creates your reality out here. So if you've got a story you won't be chosen, you're going to have to push a man away, choose yourself, then discover the next fucking asshole that you find is going to treat you exactly the same, and you'll call him an asshole because you think he's the asshole, and he's not an asshole. And he's going to literally outpicture the same story you have about yourself, which is I'm not chosen, which is why you said I am choosing myself. So why don't you decide you're chosen, darling, and then he'll choose you or the next guy. But until you change, you can push away every man you've ever met and none of them will choose you because that's your story. Go and do my free course, please. Loz, I just manifested getting my dream job and it's arrived and not feeling it anymore. That normal? Well, you've got it now. Like the thrill's gone. The thrill of the chase. Is that what it is? I don't know what you mean, darling. Oh, thank you, Sarah. Thanks, Shanita. Trust issues, yes. Can you talk about changing the story or how to do it? Well, I was talking about that in the last bit. Loz is a genius. Oh, thank you, Dylan. What if you have parents who are always there for you but have a fear of people leaving? Okay, so where are you getting that they're going to leave you from? Is it more like they're not going to choose you? Like you've got a story that you're not good enough and you won't be chosen by them? That's a bit different. You can think it's a story about they're going to leave, but you've got a story about you that makes you think they're going to leave. Like I'm not good enough, therefore they'll leave. I'm not enough for them, therefore they'll leave. Who's ready for Back and Begging? Oh, guys, Back and Begging's our new... Well, I was going to say mini course, new focus course. It's going to be in the squad. So if you're not in the squad at the moment, make sure you join. It's only $35 a month and you'll get Manifest All the Things. Part 3 dropped the other day. So you're going to get that whole mini course plus Make Them Obsessed. And then when Manifest All the Thing leaves, you've got a week before Back and Begging starts. So you've got another week and a half to do Manifest All the Things, guys. And then Back and Begging, the ultimate Manifest Your Specific Person Back course will drop. And it goes for 2 months. So make sure you're in the squad, guys. That's still abandonment issues. What are you talking about, Missy? What are you talking about, abandonment issues? Is the live pause for everyone? Like, guys, a lot of you diagnose yourself with abandonment issues and you actually don't have them, okay? You think you've got abandonment issues and your dumb therapist has diagnosed you with abandonment issues, but you were actually never abandoned and they've misdiagnosed you, and what you've got an issue with is feeling like you won't be chosen and then the person's going to leave, or you're going to be hurt and then the person's going to leave. There's a whole lot of abandonment that comes before the abandonment. Why do you think you're going to be abandoned? And most psychologists misdiagnose abandonment issues. I know this from doing this coaching for almost 3 years with all the people who went to dumb fucking therapists, told them I had abandonment issues and they didn't have anything of the sort. Oh, thank you, guys. I never believed I would be cheated on. My dad cheated on my mum. Somehow I fell in love with a person. Yes. What, foodie writer? With person what? Who cheats, but we're friends. Yeah, a foodie writer. How have you been here for so fucking long listening to me, and you've actually had something come out of your mouth that said, I never thought he'd cheat. So I never believed I would be cheated on. Yeah, but what was happening in your subconscious mind, foodie writer? Are you feeling all right? You remember what my account's called, don't you? It's called Subconscious Laws. Foodie writer, what was going on in your subconscious mind? Oh, I don't know. A fear that you might be hurt, a fear that a person might cheat. We're not actively, consciously thinking people might cheat, darling. Open your fucking ears. You've been here an awfully long time. And you don't think that maybe that was in your subconscious because of what your dad did? Huh? We're not consciously thinking things here, guys. We're subconsciously thinking them. Why do you think I have assessments in my courses to figure out what the fuck you're subconsciously fearing? Most of you don't have a fucking clue. And then it outpictures in your reality. You're like, I never believed he'd cheat. Yes, but what were you believing back here? Back here? What the fuck? I'm losing my shit because you've been here a long time. I can't believe you just fucking said that. I never believed it. What? I don't teach what you're believing out here. I'm talking about what's happening here. Here. What's happening back here? Losing my shit because you've been here a long time. What do I need to change for my cold? I can't stop laughing at some of these questions, guys, because the answer is in your question. Okay, I'm just going to read this. I love you, but I'm just going to read it out loud without trying to laugh because it's so obvious. Just listen to what I just said about your assumption and then listen to the way I'm reading this. What do I need to change for my cold, narcissistic mother-in-law to change? What do you need to change? Read what you just wrote about her That's what you need to change. Your assumption that she's cold and narcissistic. However you think she'll be, she'll be. What you dominantly assume about someone, they will outpicture. Are you dominantly assuming she's cold and narcissistic? That's how she'll be. Now, I need to ask you, why do you think she'll be like that? Do you think she doesn't like you? That she thinks her son chose the wrong girl? That she doesn't approve of you? That she doesn't give you the approval that you seek and the validation you seek as a mum and as a wife? Oh, that's about you. So why are you blaming her for your story about you, that you're not enough for her, or that she doesn't like you because of the story you have about yourself? So what you need to change here, darling, is your shitty story you're holding about her and your really shitty story you're holding about you that causes you to think that she would even treat you that way. So what you need to change here is you. That's it. I didn't mean to laugh, but literally the answer's in the question. Wow, congratulations, yes. Oh my God, sorry I hit send before I was done so many times. Oh, don't worry, darling. Where was the question? I can't see it. Don't describe her that way. Yes, guys, please don't describe people the way you don't want them to be, like cold and narcissistic. Thank you, Loz. I love you. So grateful for everything you've taught us. Oh, good, Simone. Guys, my phone is going to run out of bats at any moment. If we cut out, that's why. Men have no feelings, question mark. Lol, I'm all feelings, but in a good way. Yes, Dylan, exactly. What the hell? Loz, help. I'm having a hard time affirm while negative thoughts, how to fix it. Well, why are you in the state of help, darling? Why are you writing help on here? Come and join the free Facebook group, Subconscious Loz. Get help in there every day from the Q&A forum. Get help from the mentors. Come to the squad for $35 if you can. Why are you in the state of help? Have you gone and done my anti-anxiety meditation? Are you doing that every day? Are you affirming differently every day? Opposite of what you're thinking? You're obviously not. You're letting your mind run you, darling. Was talking about how some of our trust issues are from BS from society, like all men are dogs. Exactly. Ridiculous. Don't play the victim. Yes, please. My best friend cut me off 4 months ago after an argument fallout. Can I manifest us making up? Yes, darling. See yourself as friends again. Revise the incident. Imagine it didn't even happen the way it did, or they don't remember it. Been watching your videos for a few days and I've already seen positive changes in my relationship. Oh, good, Mia. Keep going, darling. Can you talk about changing the story more? I did. I've been manifesting my SP back since June. No movement, or when there is, it's rippled. What does that mean? It's rippled, Janet. I have no idea what you mean. Write that again. Ripped away. Oh, that's your story, so that'll keep happening. And when I get movement, it's ripped away. What do you think manifestation is? It's what your dominant story is. Do you have a dominant story gets ripped away and everything goes wrong for you? Oh, yeah, fuck. Better change that story. Guys. Once I improved my self-concept, I met a guy who was me in male form. It's the best relationship I've ever had. Oh, wonderful. If you want an ex-spouse back, how would you revise a divorce? Well, go back and imagine in your mind that you're still married, you're still happily married, you're still the way you used to be when you first got married, and imagine you never even got divorced. Imagine he's madly in love with you, and it will come about in whatever way it comes about. He'll come back to you. You'll find out the divorce wasn't even finalised. Something will happen where it gets undone. Hey, Loz, what can I affirm for perfect hair? My hair appears to be shedding some. Well, stop saying it's shedding, Holly. Okay, and do what I'm doing and put rosemary oil in your hair and massage your scalp and put argan oil. I just put argan oil on the end of my hair and tell your hair it's growing. And I swear to God, my hair is growing now and stop shedding because I was telling it it was perfect. And I was saying my hair's back to normal. I want my friend to hang out with me more. How would I make this happen? Decide you hang out more. Stop saying that they don't, darling. Live in the end in your mind that they do. Have visualizations that they do. If your mum constantly, sided with bullies and criticise you, would this cause a fear of getting hurt? Absolutely. And you would also constantly think you're wrong, constantly fear doing something wrong, probably be a perfectionist, worry about not doing things well, think people are going to push away from you, side with other people in your life, all those things. Will this be posted on YouTube? Yes, guys, next week. So all of my Loz lessons like this get posted on my YouTube. I'll probably call this something about trust issues with your partner or how you manifest cheating. People won't like it, but that'll be the title, something like that. My life equals amazing. Getting my rental offer, pay increase, SP saying what I'm thinking. Thank you. Oh, Lizzie, wonderful. Hi, Loz. You're the only one who makes the law so simple. Everything is literally self-concept. Oh, wonderful, darling. Hooray. Glad the penny's dropped. Loz, he came back apologising. Normally I'd say how he hurt me, but I'd created it. I don't know what to say. You say, that's okay, babe. Let's forget about it. Let's start fresh. Guys, you don't need to discuss the past when you know you caused it. What is the point of reliving the whole fucking thing? If they're coming back apologizing, go, thank you. I really appreciate that. That makes me feel good. Let's start fresh. The end. Start fresh. Your SPs are born for you. Yes, say that, darling. It's not always way greener on the other side. Oh, well, that's not, Ben. What are you saying? What are you talking about? Well, yeah, if you think you're saying if you leave one person to go on for another person, they're just going to reflect you. They're just your mirror. So no, it won't be greener on the other side because your meat on the other side is you. Is that what you're saying, Ben? I've been realizing so much about myself over these 2 days of finding you. Oh, good, darling, good. I was over the circumstance more so and decided I wanted to focus on me and then find new SP. All right, Jade, but if you don't fucking change, that new SP will be the same eventually. Eventually. Anyone know what I'm quoting there? Understand, Jade? Do what you want, darling, but hey, I hope you're changing you because the same guy will turn up in a different form in a different guy. What are we having a poll about? Who's ready for back in begging? Yes, so ready. Woohoo! So guys, if you go to subconsciouslaws.com in my link tree, you go to the squad, $35 a month, you can cancel anytime, and back in begging starts in about 2 weeks' time. And you can manifest all the things now as well. Loz, what do you think you will drop new US EST coaching slots? When? Oh, Jen is in charge of that, darling. I think they're in like a week's time. Or do we already have US ones? I think the new US ones are already booked out. So it'll be another 4 weeks after that. What's this? Do you have dream SP videos, Loz, as in a new ideal person? Well, I have a course called Manifest. And what is it called? Manifest New Love. Manifest New Love, darling. And you actually create a man or woman in that course from scratch. Manifest New Love course. Sold out in 7 minutes. Oh, yeah, sorry. The US coaching sold out in 7 minutes. Sorry, guys. Try for the next one, darling. Just keep your eyes out in the squad. Hang on, I'm scrolling back, guys. But if you want to manifest a dream person, write them down exactly how you want them to be. I've done it before. Guys, she'll get you a question. Please be patient. She's reading through, or join the group. Yes, join the free Subconscious Laws Facebook group, guys, or the squad for $35. You misunderstood me. We were never together. We are friends. I was not cheated on. Oh, all right. But you still got a story that people might cheat then, video writer. Loz, I'm having a hard time to affirm while negative thoughts. How to fix it? What? I'm still having a hard time affirming while having negative thoughts. I told you. You need to do a live concert. I'll do it. Can you manifest someone you met once? Yes, I've done that, guys. Just imagine yourselves together. I did that and then we ended up together in another country. It was really weird. I did your self-concept course and uncovered so much about my controlling mum. I'm hurt and hate her. Oh, guys, the point isn't to get to the end of the course and hate your parents, okay? That's not the point. When I went through therapy, I had some moments where my mum thought I hated her because I was uncovering a whole lot of shit from childhood, but I didn't hate her. I was just uncovering stuff. It's a common feeling you get. Don't worry, darling. Move past it and forgive her if you can, okay? Thank you, guys, for all the gifts. My baby daddy holding my throat every time he's angry. I just want to know he will stop doing this. Whoa. Okay, darling, first of all, that's physical violence, so get away from that person. I don't care if he's your baby daddy or who the fuck he is. Okay, you get away from that physical circumstance that you got yourself in, and then you try and uncover how the hell you got yourself in that circumstance. Were you physically abused as a kid or sexually abused as a kid, and so now you're manifesting a man who will hurt you in your reality? Please step away from that person, and if you're in that situation, you get away from them quick smart. How did you end up with a person with massive anger issues? Did your dad have massive anger issues? Did your mum have massive anger issues? Did you live in a household where everyone was angry? What happened there? Because that's not normal, darling, and you've got to get away from that. Girl, please get away and get help. Yeah, exactly. But sometimes, guys, people don't realize that's really fucked up because they grew up in a household like that. Did you grow up in a household like that, darling? That's why you think that's okay. It's not okay. See him differently. See him as calm. See him as serene. See him as loving you, as never laying a hand on you. The only hand he lays on you is with love. See that, please. My SP doesn't have remorse for what he did to me in the past and he's constantly fighting me. Kat, why should he have remorse for what he did for you in the past? You understand that he is only your reflection, Kat. Are you listening to me? please go and get my free mini course called Everything You've Learned About Manifesting is Wrong. You're blaming him for all the shit he did and you're not understanding he's simply reflecting you. He can't come in with an apology or remorsefulness if first of all you think he's a shitty person. Secondly, you feel like he's going to continually hurt you, so will continue to hurt you and not apologize. And thirdly, if you've got a story that you get hurt, he can't do anything but to continue to hurt you. You need to do my Worthy as Fuck for Love course, darling, if you really can, because you've got some shitty stories about him and shitty stories about yourself, and he can't do anything else but that. He can't be remorseful when you haven't changed. You have to change. You have to change the story about you, that you get hurt, and you have to change the story about him and forgive him. Forgive them, Lord. They don't know what they do. That's what it means. Hey, Loz, hope everything is good in your reality. It is, darling. Thank you. My SP called me baby, but then when I responded, left me on scene, giving a good meaning, though. Well, just give a good meaning that he said that, darling, and just give it the meaning that, oh, he was a bit affectionate and he feels a bit embarrassed and he realised he was talking that way and that's all it is. And or when you sent something back, did you think, oh, I've said too much? Why did he randomly start avoiding me and talking to other girls and my self-concept has been good? Well, have you got a story that this particular guy, have you got a bad story about him, like he wants other girls or he doesn't want you as much as you want him, or you got him on a pedestal? What's your story about him? If your self-concept's so good, what's your story about him? Change that. All right, guys, I'm going to go soon because literally my phone is literally going to cark it. Every time I work on self-concept, a specific X comes back, minutes of affirming, why him, I don't want him. Oh, I've got the same thing, guys. That old SP. This man is like a fucking boomerang. Don't worry about it, darling. It just means your self-concept's working. Don't worry about it. Just started reading Neville's Complete Reader. Oh, good. My old best friend reached out to me. My self-concept's working. Oh, good, darling. Forgive him or forgive myself. If him is me, you forgive yourself and him. I go very in depth in that in Worthy as Fuck for Love, guys. So if you've never watched me before and you're confused about what I was talking about reflection, about everyone reflecting you, go and get my free mini course, guys, called Everything You've Learned About Manifesting is Wrong. And make sure you follow me and put the bell on because I go live occasionally every week like this and you'll get notification. You can also come and join the free Subconscious Laws Facebook group. I give you warning in there when I'm going live. You can ask your questions here or you can ask your questions in the squad every Friday when I go live in the Subconscious Laws squad. Your dominant thoughts are what manifests. Yes, guys. So come and get my free mini course. Then if you really want to delve into your self-concept and why things are happening to you the way they are, get my self-concept course called Kick-Ass You, or in love, get Worthy as Fuck for Love to really delve, and it'll assess you and figure out why things keep happening to you that keep happening, or why your relationship's the way it is, or why they broke up with you. Worthy as Fuck for Love. Then there's also Fuck the 3D, if the 3D right now is really throwing you, and a whole lot of mini courses if you want to do those. Or you can just watch me every day and go to my YouTube and watch all the longer content. So go to whichever playlist you feel will help you. Go to How to Manifest first, then maybe go to my latest playlist, Why It's Not Manifesting, where this video will be next week. And then watch all my videos that you think are about the issues. Look at the title and think, how's it going to help me? Watch those. All right, guys, I hope that helped. And please do follow me here and I'll see you soon. Bye, guys.